Yes or no?
No, that's not a yes or no.
Yes, it's a yes or no.
I don't think it is.
Okay, well, we'll take that as a you don't know what you represent.
Oh,
But this, as director of the NIH, you did sign off on these so-called. And as a dog lover, I want to tell you this is disgusting. And what?
Yeah.
They need to be called out and shamed, brother.
Roxette, listen to your heart. It's good advice, good medical advice. You know what I mean? That's what doctors do, isn't it? They listen to your heart. So if they do it, good luck to them. Who are we to judge?
And these experiments that happen to beagles paid for by the American taxpayer. And I want you to know Americans don't pay their taxes for animals to be like this. So the type of science that you are representing, Mr. Fauci, is abhorrent. You confess that you made up the rules, including 6 feet social distancing and masking of children.
I never said I made anything up.
You admitted that you made it up. You
I
made it
didn't
up
say
as you went.
I made it up.
So are you saying this is fake news, Mr. Fauci?
I didn't say I made anything up.
What did you say?
I said that it is not based in science and it just appeared.
That's all right, isn't it? I mean, I doubt anyone puts that first. I mean, it's a highly skilled job. They're doctors, and then specialists. So they've done like 7-8 years training and all the training on the job. So, I mean, they're the best in the world, but I don't think an 18-year-old at a university doing medicine looks down the list: brain surgery, thoracic surgeon, endocrine specialist, ear, nose, throat, arseholes. Can I do arseholes? And they'll go, yeah. That can't be first choice, can it? I want to be a brain surgeon. You only got 40%, Bobby. Oh, can I still be a doctor? Yeah, you can be a doctor, but turn the gurney round. You won't be going near their head. Okay? It's not bad though. That's not bad. I'd rather do it than have it done to me. Again, I'm not volunteering to shove cameras up people's asses. If it was like a gun to my head, do you want me to shove something up your ass, or you've got to shove up someone else? Actually, I don't know. It depends what it is, I suppose. If it was an ice lolly, it might be in a hot weather. It might be. Don't shove ice lollies up your ass. I'm not a doctor, but don't do that.
Science. And making up guidelines like 6 feet distancing and masking of children. Do you think that's appropriate? Do the American people just like that, Mr. Fauci? Because you're not doctor, you're Mr. Minutes. No, I don't need your answer. That man does not deserve to have a license. As a matter of fact, it should be revoked and he belongs in prison.
Suspend.
Here you are without your mask, where you got to go and enjoy the game and sit right.
So colonoscopy, coroner sawing a skull off. That's horrible, isn't it? Again, though, it's a dead person. It's like, it's not them. It's just their. I mean, still horrible, yeah. It's different, isn't it? Because the arse is a live person, and they're probably checking up on you. You're shoving the finger out, and they're checking. First of all, they're saying, can I see your diploma? And then just making sure what you're doing back there. Whereas you don't get any jip from a dead body, so there's that. It's probably not messy, is it, either? Because is it all congealed? I don't know. Arse, live arse, dead skull. Don't know. Or crime scene cleaner, shoveling up guts. Again, see, that's horrible, isn't it? I mean, that's horrible because something terrible has happened and it's fresh. And you've got to be really careful. You can't fuck things up. Do you know what I mean? If you're a coroner and you're going, right, we've got to find the murderer, and you sneeze, they go, what's your DNA? You go, I sneezed. I go, yeah, everyone says that. Everyone says that. I mean, I think I'd have to go for being the worst. What's the worst? But crimes, it's exciting, isn't it? Coroner. That's got to be a shit. That's all horrible, isn't it? It's all down there. It's all cold. You got to speak to the relatives. He's died, and now I've got to saw his head off. Why is it straight to the head? Do they always do that? Do they have to do that? Can't they just, if someone's hit by a bus, do you care what they go hit by a bus? Does it matter? I don't know. That's the worst one. Going every day, you're just seeing a dead person with a grief-stricken family. That's got to be the worst job. I don't mean it's it's not a terrible thing to do. Good, someone's got to do it, and it's a great. I feel that I've got to give coroner the same sort of deal as I gave the arse doctor. Like, is it first choice? Maybe. I think if you're a student, you're a goth. You go, I don't want arses, I want dead people. They go, all right. There's something for everyone. Like loads of students, you go, right, you with a white face and the spider's web tattoo, you're on dead people. Brilliant. You with the little fingers, you're an arse doctor. Oh God.
Did it come in yesterday? You could have seen it.
Oh, really? It was just this morning?
Well, yesterday, late afternoon.
Yeah, you can kind of see
the appalling state of peril of free speech in this country and what British people are being subjected to on a creeping authoritarian basis in terms of obviously the Online Safety Act, which we can talk about, which Reform has committed to repeal because all it's doing, it's making children less safe, and it is having a very chilling effect on political dissent in this country. But it's also, we can talk about the Connolly case. We can talk about, obviously, the case of the Father Ted, the creator Father Ted, that was where 5 armed police were deployed to arrest somebody for tweets. Well, because we have legislation in this country, which means that more people are arrested for speech in the UK than in Russia. And so the fact that that is true should be something of great concern to everyone in the country. Again, regardless of your political leanings, regardless, the ability to speak your mind freely, with some constraints, of course, inciting violence, shouting fire in a theatre, but that's not what we're talking about here. And now you've got senior figures from the police coming out where the police are saying, well, change the laws then. And I agree with that. I think for too long, you now got the Prime Minister criticising the police, which is, I think, completely unacceptable and ridiculous. When you have left, it is literally the job of politicians, Lois, to legislate, to make the laws. And what I've said is that, Reform are committed to not abdicating that responsibility. Reform will absolutely legislate to make this country a serious one again.
I am the broadcaster here. I can say anything. Everyone can join in. No one can get offended, or they can just fuck off. Do you know what I mean? It's brilliant. Keep it free for you. That's what I want to do. Really keep it free for you. So get it sponsored by someone. I don't know how that would work. I'd quite like to do it that old-fashioned way, where I say, hello, welcome to Load of Bollocks, sponsored by Jameson's, smooth Irish whiskey. And I choose things that I actually like, so I wasn't lying. I'd want to say what I want about them. They pay me they like. Do you know what I mean? And I couldn't change any of the content. They can't say, oh, you can't talk about this. I go, bollocks. I talk about what I want. So you've got to be careful what you're sponsored by, so they're not too precious. Like if you get sponsored by the Vatican, you're asking for trouble. They'd call up one day and go, we don't like to talk about the cock in the drain. I go, you changed. So I want to be having a talk about in drains, alien slugs, and all that shit.
And unfortunately, when I look at Europe today, it's sometimes not so clear what happened to some of the Cold War's winners. I look to Brussels, where EU commissars warn citizens that they intend to shut down social media during times of civil unrest the moment they spot what they've judged to be, quote, hateful content. Or to this very country, where police have carried out raids against citizens suspected of posting anti-feminist comments online as part of, quote, combating misogyny on the internet, a day of action. And perhaps most concerningly, I look to our very dear friends, the United Kingdom, where the backslide away from conscience rights has placed the basic liberties of religious Britons in particular in the crosshairs. A little over 2 years ago, the British government charged Adam Smith Connor, a 51-year-old physiotherapist and an Army veteran, with the heinous crime of standing 50 meters from an abortion clinic and silently praying for 3 minutes. Not obstructing anyone, not interacting with anyone, just silently praying on his own. And after British law enforcement spotted him and demanded to know what he was praying for, Adam replied simply, it was on behalf of the unborn son he and his former girlfriend had aborted years before. Now, the officers were not moved. Adam was found guilty of breaking the government's new buffer zones law, which criminalizes silent prayer and other actions that could influence a person's decision within 200 meters of an abortion facility. He was sentenced to pay thousands of pounds in legal costs to the prosecution.
I mean, luckily, I don't think you can take people to court over jokes. Not in a sensible, civilized society where freedom of speech is a cornerstone. It's getting that way. I think there was some sort of thing trying to be passed in Scotland that you could be done for being grossly offensive in a joke. I didn't look into it, but you can't have that. It's a nonsense.
Now, I wish I could say that this was a fluke, a one-off crazy example of a badly written law being enacted against a single person. But no, this last October, just a few months ago, the Scottish government began distributing letters to citizens whose houses lay within so-called safe access zones, warning them that even private prayer within their own homes may amount to breaking the law. Naturally, the government urged readers to report any fellow citizen suspected guilty of thought crime. In Britain and across Europe, free speech, I fear, is in retreat.
Who's to say what? I told you before, if there is a law where you can call the police if someone offends you, I will be on the fucking phone 24/7. I will spend my entire fortune on a bank of 1,000 people on phones just calling the police saying I'm offended. What is it? Fat bloke on a skateboard. Yeah, he's 28. Yeah, he's dressed like a toddler and he's going up and down my street and it's like, I find it grossly offensive. All right, you see him get fucking taken away. I will complain about anything that annoys me to show what a fucking farce such a law would be, that you can say something that someone finds offensive, that their feelings are more important than your freedom of speech. So no.
Part of what we're going to have to do is to start experimenting with new forms of journalism and how do we use social media in ways that reaffirm facts, separate facts from opinion. We want diversity of opinion. We don't want diversity of facts. That, I think, is one of the big tasks of social media. By the way, it will require some government, I believe, some government regulatory constraints around some of these business models in a way that's consistent with the First Amendment, but that also says, look, there is a difference between these platforms letting all voices be heard versus a business model that elevates the most hateful voices or the most polarizing voices or the most dangerous in the sense of inciting violence voices. And that I think is going to be a big challenge for all of us that we're going to have to undertake.
I'm just like a real DJ. I'm nothing like a real DJ. I was once. Used to do the old desk and everything. That's too much trouble now, isn't it? Hello, everyone. Welcome. Happy Sunday. I thought I'd better do one of these. Oh, look at me again, all red-faced and squinty because I've had a hot bath. I just had a mouthful of peanuts as well because I was hungry. They're probably, fucking hell. Does it matter now? Like, am I ever going to be criticised for not looking good now? Oh, fuck. That's why I don't have to worry about the paparazzi. They're never going to get a picture of me looking worse than I want to, really. Anyway, right, loads of questions, can't get through all of them. You wake up with a special power that allows you to inflict a minor but very annoying inconvenience on anybody you don't like. What would it be? That's a good one, that, isn't it? That's a really good one. So it can't be horrible, it can't be agony or something. My first one was, like, if someone annoyed me, they suddenly go, oh fuck, I've shot myself. That would be an amazing superpower, wouldn't it? If someone have an argument with someone, they're going, you don't fucking talk to me like that, and you just go, and I go, I'll fucking shut myself. That is my superpower. I haven't, you see, if ever was a wish that a genie gave you a wish, you'd think about it, wouldn't you? You'd go, give me 24 hours. You'd have a meeting, you consult people, what's the best wish? I just came up with that without any thought, and I still don't think I'd regret it. Just see someone running down the road, holding their arse, diarrhea going everywhere, they go, he must have had an argument with Ricky Gervais. Right, there you go. That's my superpower. Keena, here's a philosophical question. What's your take on the existence of a soul and consciousness? Well, consciousness that exists, doesn't it? That's an epiphenomenon. That's a feeling we have. The snapshot of all our brain events. It's because we have a brain. It's still materialist in the sense that we don't know really what it does. It's like that's why I call it an epiphenomenon. But it's a thought, whereas a soul, I think, is something slightly more metaphysical, spiritual, hopeful. I don't know we have a soul in the sense that, I think the difference is, people mean a soul when they think it's something that's part of you that could exist without you being alive, which I don't believe in, obviously. I treat it like consciousness, really. You are who you are, and that dies with you. Like, I don't think your consciousness goes on after your brain's frazzled. Some people do. I've no evidence of that. I could be proved wrong. There could just be loads of consciousness floating around going, we're here. You can't hear us. Like, I don't believe you. Well, fucking think. But they can't do anything. So I don't believe anything can exist without our physical live body, so to speak. And sometimes people mean a good soul, meaning they're just a good person. They've got a good outlook, morality. They're nice, they're decent. But can anything of you exist after you die, apart from your memory and your legacy? I don't think so. But I could be wrong. Julia, how do you find British winters? Yeah, I hate them. Would you and Jane and Pickle ever move abroad? I mean, I've got no plans to. I'd never say never. There's no reason I wouldn't. And I love England. I love visiting loads of countries. Now, there's countries I can imagine living in. I can imagine living in loads of countries. And the winters would, unless something really, really bad happens and, you know, society goes to hell and we have to get out, I can't imagine being bothered to move out of England. But that's the time I think about it. In January and February when it's raining. When I get up and it's just raining and I can't even go for a walk, I go, fucking hell. Fucking England. Fuck's sake. Yeah, I don't mind winters. I don't mind if it's -10. If it's dry and I can still get about. You know, loads of nice countries that are crispy and sunny and covered in snow and -10. Just this drizzle. Just when you wake up and it's like you're in a fucking cloud. Sort of literally and metaphorically. It's just depressing, isn't it? But most of the time, it's alright, isn't it? Jeannie, being so famous, does the paparazzi follow you around everywhere you go in your area? No, I don't think so. They're always there, but they don't really bother me.
Love you, Ricky.
Hi.
Hey, you were hilarious on Ellen the other day.
Oh, thank you. That's always good fun, isn't it?
Yes.
No, no, look, be careful.
Shit.
Oh, Jesus. Listen. Any soundbite I might have is not worth killing yourself.
Yes, it is.
Listen, stand still, do it. And then I'm going to go running, but I don't want you to hurt yourselves.
Okay.
Sure. Do you want to take a photo, you say?
When you're done with them, I don't want to be...
Okay, no, I'm done with them.
Okay.
Cheers.
Thank you, Rick.
Very first.
Oh, I don't know what order it's in. Don't go with me, you'll hurt yourself.
Thank you, Ricky.
Thank you, Ricky.
Thanks.
Are you fucking kidding me? Are you fucking kidding me?
I'm not that sort of bloke, am I really? They get me sometimes when there's probably no one better to, and I don't see them. I often see a picture, what the fuck was that taken? I look at what I'm wearing, I go, that's no clue, is it? What I'm wearing. I don't know. Could be any day. They'll think, oh, why are they fucking taking that? But they're out there. But no, they don't really bother me. They don't bother me because I don't see them. They don't chase me down the street or anything, like a boy band. And I think they know there's no story. Ricky Gervais wearing black, looking a bit fat. Yeah, we know. Let's use last year's photo. James Willoughby Oliver. Would you rather be constantly sticky or constantly itchy? That's a good one. I hate sort of both, really. If I've eaten an orange or something. I got to wash my hands straight away. But itchy's bad, isn't it? I mean, itchy is like that's like a condition, isn't it? That's got to be slightly more annoying than being sticky, isn't it? It's all part of me. Is everything sticky? I suppose so. Yeah, that would be horrible. Itchy. I mean, you can scratch an itch, but then again, is everything? Am I scratching all the fucking time? I think sticky, you just go deal with it. I mean, itchy is like, it's annoying, isn't it? George Clooney wouldn't give you the fucking time of day with these questions. Do you know what I mean? Like, I sit down here, hot, red, fat, tired, frozen shoulder, and I really think about these answers. Now, Lionel Lemon. See what I mean? Imagine that. Imagine, I don't know, Ryan Reynolds. He probably would answer him. Do you have a title for your show yet? Oh yeah. And are you still enjoying the new material nights? And Sue asked her a question. And then she says, are you going to do any out of London? I plan to. First of all, I've got a title I'm thinking about. I keep going between one or two and then think of another one. But I think I've got a title that's sort of, it's good. It's one word. It annoys some people. Yeah, not sure yet. And I'm loving them. It's my favourite bit. I'd quite happily do new material nights forever. Just never finish it. Just do new stuff it's such a joy to go out, you know, 400 people scramble to get a ticket. It's cheap. It's like 17 quid at the moment. They see me do like 40. They see 3 other comics do 10. It's like the best new material night in the world, you know? And it's great. You just, you know, comedically it's great. Because it's great when it's finished and you're playing arenas and it's honed and it's perfect. But it's something nice about it being different every night and trying stuff out that you, deep down, you know will never make it. Or maybe it will. I've thought that before. And it has made it. So yeah, I'm loving it. It's great. Will I do some out of London? I plan to, but the thing is, if you go out of London and suddenly you're paying for everyone's rail fares and everyone's, you know, hotel bills, particularly mine, that's a lot of money to play a little venue for new material night, and it defeats the object if I'm suddenly charging them 40 quid for new material nights. I mean, I could lose money, I guess, but that's mad, isn't it? So it's sort of, there's a balance, but it's nice to get out, and I can do warm-ups in bigger places, I suppose. I think when I go out of town, it might be a little bit bigger to cover costs and still keep the ticket price cheap. Mr. T the Taco. I mean, seriously, would Jerry Seinfeld entertain this nonsense? As a man who has accomplished so much, I like him. What is there left for you to accomplish besides being knighted, losing weight, and buying some friends for Miss Jane Fallon? I don't know. I mean, it's quite an achievement just to still be working. I sort of appreciate that. Be sort of semi-healthy and working. And you know, you've never nailed it. You've never nailed stand-up. There's always something that hasn't been done, or some way you can go, or some way to improve it, or, you know. I mean, that's true of anything. What's that quote? and education is never finished. So I feel like that. And I like my new sort of business ventures, like, you know, Dutch Barn Vodka and Cano Water. That's fun. Trying to break that, trying to get that a global brand. That's still fun. And, you know, there's something creative there. I do the adverts. That's real fun. That feels like content to me. And I just so happen to own the company as well. Yeah, there's not many things that I think, oh, I want to achieve that. But everything I do, I want it to be a success. I mean, I even thought of doing this for Spotify. I was talking to Spotify. They wanted me to do a show. And I thought I could do this for them. Think how shoddy this is. Imagine them taking this. Be good, wouldn't it? Half hour. Then you could do it as tracks, like each question. They could do a playlist, like all the times Ricky answered a stuffed fucking toy. Or all the times Ricky talked about whether he'd rather have fucking lobster claws or elephant anus. You know? I'm not selling it very well. And I'd like $50 million, and I'll do one of these a week for Spotify. No, that's too many. One a month. I do a calculation. How long is he going to live? They go, fuck, it's not worth it. That's not fucking worth it. Oh, God. Monsieur Dougal. Another dog. What the hell is a tuffet, and who in their right mind would sit on one? That's a good question. I've always thought that. Little Miss Muffet sat on a tuffet. Well, I know what a tuffet is. It's like a sort of a mound of grass, right? Like a tiny little hillock that's perfect to sit on. But what annoys me about that is they called her fucking Muffet just to rhyme with that stupid fucking word. Who's called Muffet? Should be who the fuck is called Muffet? They always do that, don't they? Little Jack Horner sat in a corner. You've called him Horner because the little cunt's in a corner. Admit it. Hubbard. Old Mother Hubbard. Oh, where did she go? Oh, I wonder. The fucking cupboard. Jack Sprat. Who's called Sprat? Maybe that is his name. Maybe it isn't. Georgie Porgy. Hold on. That doesn't even fucking rhyme with anything. Georgie Porgy, put in a pie, kiss the girl's away. They could have called any... That's fucking... Georgie fucking Porgy. But good point, Monsieur Dougal. Ollie Afterlife. Oh, God. Just read Determined by Dr. Robert Sapolsky, who eminently argues that free will is an illusion. Yeah. Because everything, even behaviour, every thought, every emotion, derives from what went before. I agree. Determinism, yeah. If that is true, no one is accountable for their actions. Yeah, that's true. But then the quantum leap people make is, well, if no one's responsible for their actions, everyone should be able to do anything they want. That's not true. Because a bear isn't responsible for its actions, is it? If a bear, if you're in the wild and you go up to a bear and whack it and it eats you, that's not responsible. It's a bear. That's why it does that. So we act accordingly. We stay away from bears. So it doesn't mean that anyone, because they're not responsible, you can't just let a serial killer run around because he wants to. We have to do something to protect other people, because we've invented human rights. But yeah, it's a hell of an illusion though, free will. I mean, you can't get around it. It's impossible to imagine that you haven't got free will. Because it's not whether you can make a choice, because everyone feels they can make a choice. Lift your right arm up or your left arm up. That one. But it's you couldn't choose your choice, because you couldn't even choose the question. You couldn't choose the bit before. You couldn't choose cause and effect. So you can't choose. We're sort of like vessels. But that doesn't mean that morality doesn't exist. Because that's the thing we've created and we like because we feel that we want to live. I mean, even creativity. You can't sit down and go, right, I'm gonna write a joke about. You can't choose your thoughts. But what you can do is go, right, I'm not going to answer the fucking door. I'm going to put headphones in. I'm going to go for a run. I'm going to make myself an available vessel for an idea. Good question, that. Mel, if you'd go back in time to any concert, who would it be to watch? That's a good one. I'm always worried about that. It's like, is it someone that I'd absolutely love and I missed? Or is it sort of being part of history? Because there's people that I don't love now, but I think, I'd be amazing to see, you know, the first Elvis concert or whatever. So it might not necessarily be your favourite person. I mean, things that are historic, you'd want to know why was it historic, like Woodstock or a tricky one, that, isn't it? Or Bowie's concert when he said he was killing off Ziggy Stardust, or Dylan when he went electric. Oh, there's so many. Oh, there's so many. Oh my God. Sex Pistols. Who would it be? Oh, that's so tricky. I keep thinking of things like Beatles and Elvis just because it's Beatles and Elvis comeback concert. Although I can watch that, can't I? But it's being there, isn't it? I always think that about those sort of things. Like I'll go back in time and witness that. But in real time, it might be like, I always think those scientific ones, like, I think I've talked about this before, like when Einstein came up with E equals MC squared, but he probably did that over months. I'm sort of like I'm invisible ghost in his study, am I, when he's fucking there for days. He's going E equals, I'm going MC fucking squared, but he can't hear me. And he has a little wank break. I'm going, fucking hell. Fuck's sake. Oh God. Einstein, he probably had to, you know what I mean? It's going, I've been fucking thinking all day. Have a little bit of me time. Oh God. Right. George Clooney definitely wouldn't talk about Einstein having a little wank between E equals MC squared. Right. Oh, Jenna, is there a place you'd really like to perform that you haven't yet? Oh, yeah. Well, you know, countries in general, I haven't been to. Australia's the most obvious one, I guess, which is the furthest one away as well, isn't it? One day. I've only done Europe and North America. I haven't done Asia, Africa, South America. I think of Argentina. Argentina, I've heard, such a cool place. And I've got a bit of profile in South America because I think because of Netflix. I've got a little bit of profile everywhere probably. It's just me being lazy. There's only so many days I can gig anyway. You know what I mean? So one day though, it is pure. Oh, it's a long way, isn't it? I could take a private jet to anywhere I like in the world, and I go, it's a long way, isn't it? Yeah, Argentina, that'd be amazing, wouldn't it? It's too far. Too far that way and down, isn't it? Someone said I'd love Japan because everyone's so quiet and restaurants are silent. That'd be amazing. Oh, I'm just going all that way just because restaurants are quiet. Rachel, have you ever painted or wallpapered anything in your life? That's worded like an accusation, isn't it? I can hear the attitude in that. Because it's not, have you ever painted or wallpapered anything in your life? It's, have you ever painted or wallpapered anything in your life? It's that, isn't it? I've painted the walls and stuff. Don't think I've wallpapered anything. I used to watch my mum up on a rickety ladder. Be like, careful, mum. Oh, God. Exercise books. We used to wallpaper our exercise books. Do they still do that? Why do we do that? I think it's so, because everyone writes fucking twat and knob and Mr. fucking Campbell is a twat, and then they wallpaper it. So if you write on the wallpaper, they can go, right, wallpaper over that, whereas they can't do that. Yeah. But yes, they could. Just make the people who don't want to write knob and bollocks all over there. Anyway, yes. I don't even know if I did those. I think my mum did them for me. Everyone had them. Just wallpapered exercise books. That is so weird. Why? You could tell people's decor in their house from their exercise books. All mine were like off-white anaglypta or that fake wood. I remember it. Oh, that's good, because you probably can't, because it was shiny as well, the fake wood. So you probably couldn't write on that so easy. But I remember the anaglypta. Is that what it is? The sort of like, is it knobbly? What's that stuff that's like knobbly? It's got like air bubbles. Or is that fake wood chip? One of them. Fucking hell, this was a load of bollocks, wasn't it? This is like, I don't know. Like being in a mental home. No offence. Right, there you go. That's another load of bollocks. I hope you enjoyed that. There's can of water. Buy can of water. That's quite a serious thing actually, because they're made from aluminium, so it's 100% recyclable, and we're trying to stop people use plastic bottles. Not only do you get loads of fucking nano plastics in your fucking brain, right, but people, they don't recycle it, they throw it in the oceans, and it's clogging it up. Whereas this is 100% recyclable and sort of inert and everything. So, yeah, buy a can of water. And Dutch Barn. Cheers, everyone. Be nice to animals. Tatty bye. Tatty bye. Me again. What I've done is I've propped up the phone so I'm hands-free. Good, isn't it? Hello, welcome to another Facebook Live. I'll move my chair so you get my big fat face close up. Hello, Mavis. Hi, Samantha Campbell. Woo, she says. Jodie Edwards, they're loving it. They're loving it. Stephanie Gentle, hi. Tune in. Tell your friends. See, I've already sort of built a little studio. Well, actually, what it is I've just propped my thing on some old paints. I don't know, what's it called? Cabinet. Case. Hopefully I could get one of those wherever I am. And then I'm in a studio every day at 6. See, I'd never have to go on a chat show again to promote my stuff. I mean, I actually haven't done like a press interview for years because of you guys on Twitter and Facebook and everything. So that's good. Save it for very important things. It's just sort of like talking to the fans direct. from the horse's mouth, so to speak. I've got nothing against the press, but you know, sometimes you are misquoted. That'd be good, wouldn't it? Just do it on Facebook, Twitter. Say, hello, I've got a show coming out. I did one interview once, right? This is true. About 4 or 5 years ago. It was for a posh paper as well, one of the Sundays, posh UK paper. I thought, you know, they can be a bit, you know, snidey, but they're fair. You know, there's a certain level of journalistic integrity, you think, and sometimes, you know, it's about them as much as you. They want to make, but I thought that'd be fine. But profile piece, I had some DVD coming out or some telly program, so I thought, yeah. So I went along to my office, and my PR person was there, and the photographer turned up, and we were waiting. As you know, I hate lateness. So eventually, my PR person called the journalist, and she went, "Oh no, I thought it was tomorrow." "No, it's today, the photographer's here and everything." She went, "Oh no. Oh, can we do it tomorrow?" We went, "No, it's busy tomorrow." And so he said, "Look, we've got to do a phoner. We'll have to do it on the phone now." She went, "Well, I can't do it now." "Oh, God. I'll call you later." So, okay, so I went home, called her, and she went, "Oh, sorry about that." She went, "Oh, I wanted to meet you in person." I went, "Oh, yeah, sorry about that." She went, "Because my friend did an interview with you and he said it was really good." That was odd, wasn't it? Mainly social. So anyway, we did the interview. It was all right. And I said, "Oh, we could do a bit longer if you want, as it's not face to face." She went, "Oh, cheers." So the interview comes out in the paper. It starts off, "I went to Ricky's office. He leaned back in his chair." She pretended she was there. His body language said he did not want to do this. He was combative. And what? So I don't know why. Why was she lying? I didn't know whether it was she'd already written it and she'd sort of, you know, wanted to do this sort of psychological piece, or she was scared that her boss would find out that she missed. It's got the wrong day. But she went on about it, just making up things about how I was sitting, what my office was like. And also, if you're going to make stuff up, and there's a chance that I might blow the whistle and go, "She wasn't even there, it's all made up," you think she'd be at least flattering in her stuff she'd made up. She wasn't. She was slagging off the office, saying my body language was funny. And then she went, "The photographer arrived. Gervais looked relieved." And then she said, "But he liked my interview so much, he insisted we did longer." Bigging herself up. So, there you go. So, yeah. So now, truth, the horse's mouth. Cheers. You can take a horse to beer, you can make him drink. So yeah, this can be with all my PR from here, sitting down, drinking beer. I can go, "I got a DVD out." Do you remember them DVDs, like the olden days? Oh yeah, Derek box set next, and the special, not till autumn or fall if you're in America. What else? That's about it, really. I'm sort of doing this for the sake of it. Oh no, I'm not. I'm doing it so I don't ever have to do another chat show or press interview. What beer is that? Foster's. I like a refreshing beer. I've got some Belgian beers. They're a little bit strong. Ollie wouldn't come. Bit annoying. I'll try and get a... Ollie! The call of the brush. Ollie! So that was the idea, of being hands off. I could pick up Ollie and let her say hello. Oh, look how thin I'm going in the light. Oh, that's dreadful. Seriously. What can I do? I don't know. I don't get bored there, do I? Yeah, so, Facebook Live. Said I could do a quiz. Oh, go and get the guitar. Hold on. Maybe this one. Doesn't make sense though. It's me. It's me singing these songs are demented because they're David Brent songs. It'd be odd. Me singing a song called Lady Gypsy. Imagine I'm David Brent. Let me get into character. There you go.
Now, I am no defender of Trump, but I'm no defender of lousy, bent journalism either. And I'm sorry, that Panorama documentary was lousy, bent, dishonest journalism. And we should all be ashamed of it.
Trump was a defender of the Proud Boys and white supremacists.
You're
and apologised for the clue.
You're
ignoring the facts, Kevin. You were taking, right? You were taking a 12 to 15 second clip in a full programme, programme that was broadcast a year ago, and I'm not aware of any big public complaints about it.
No, because it played for our
3.5 years previously, and ignoring all the other evidence.
The reason that there were no complaints...
They should not.
The reason there were no complaints about that edit were because people didn't spot it. And the reason they didn't spot it was because we all, mostly, think that Trump did incite violence on Capitol Hill. So to see that edit simply confirmed our prejudice.
We're talking about an error of judgment. I mean,
Massive.
you call it a lie. And I would say they were doing it probably for dramatic effect, and they shouldn't have done it.
Yeah. We're going to walk down to the Capitol, and I'll be there with you, and we fight. We fight like hell. We're going to walk down to the Capitol, and we're going to cheer on our brave senators and congressmen and women.
Are you going ahead and suing the BBC?
Well, I guess I have to. You know, why not? Because they defrauded the public, and they've admitted it, and their top echelon.
Director General and the CEO
This is
resigned.
within one of our great allies. You know, this is supposedly our great ally, BBC. The government has a chunk of that one, I guess, but that's a pretty sad event. They actually changed my January 6th speech, which was a beautiful speech, which was a very calming speech, and they made it sound radical. And they actually changed it. What they did was rather incredible. They're showing me the results later on, the results of what they did, how they butchered it up. But it was very dishonest, and the head man quit, and a lot of the other people quit. Where are you from?
BBC.
Okay. Here's another beauty.
It's a good line. Impartial, free and fair.
Yeah, sure.
Well, that criticism of the BBC and John Sopel, who was talking to there, apparently was well-founded, because the so-called impartial and accurate public service broadcaster is nothing but.
You are fake news.
Sir,
go ahead.
Can you state categorically that nobody... No, Mr. President...
Because tonight the BBC is facing serious questions over its credibility after the Daily Telegraph exposed a Panorama segment that heavily doctored a speech by the American president in 2021, hours before the infamous January the 6th Capitol riot. As you're about to hear, the corporation spliced together two quotes 1 hour apart to make it seem like he encouraged an insurrection.
Played the following clip.
We're going to walk down to the Capitol, and I'll be there with you, and we fight. We fight like hell.
But Trump didn't, in fact, say this at all. The BBC spliced together two clips that took place 54 minutes apart. So let's go through it again.
We're going to walk down to the Capitol, and I'll be there with you.
Now, see there, between Capitol and, that's a cut. Here's what Trump actually said.
We're going to walk down to the Capitol, and we're going to cheer on our brave senators and congressmen and women.
It's different. It wasn't until nearly an hour later that he then said the second part of the BBC's version.
We're going to walk down to the Capitol, and we fight. We fight like hell.
I did one interview once, right? This is true. About 4 or 5 years ago. It was for a posh paper as well, one of the Sundays, posh UK paper. I thought, you know, they can be a bit, you know, snidey, but they're fair. You know, there's a certain level of journalistic integrity, you think. And sometimes, you know, it's about them as much as you. They want to make... But I thought, that'd be fine, a profile piece. I had some DVD coming out or some telly programme, so I thought, yeah. So, I went along to my office, and my PR person was there, and the photographer turned up, and we were waiting. As you know, I hate lateness. So eventually, my PR person called the journalist, and she went, "Oh no, I thought it was tomorrow." "No, it's today, the photographer's here and everything." She went, "Oh no. Oh, can we do it tomorrow?" We went, "No, it's busy tomorrow." And so he said, "Look, we've got to do a phoner. We'll have to do it on the phone now." She went, "Well, I can't do it now." "Oh, God. I'll call you later." So, okay, so I went home, called her, and she went, "Oh, sorry about that." She went, "Oh, I wanted to meet you in person." I went, "Oh, yeah, sorry about that." She went, "Because my friend did an interview with you and he said it was really good." That was odd, wasn't it? Mainly social. So anyway, we did the interview. It was all right. And I said, "Oh, we could do a bit longer if you want, as it's not face-to-face." She went, "Oh, cheers." So the interview comes out in the paper. It starts off, "I went to Ricky's office. He leaned back in his chair." She pretended she was there. His body language said he did not want to do this. He was combative. What? So I don't know why was she lying? I didn't know whether it was she'd already written it and she'd sort of, you know, wanted to do this sort of psychological piece, or she was scared that her boss would find out that she missed, that's got the wrong day. But she went on about it, just making up things about how I was sitting, what my office was like. And also, if you're going to make stuff up, and there's a chance that I might blow the whistle and go, "She wasn't even there, it's all made up," you think she'd be at least flattering in her stuff she's made up. She wasn't. She was slagging off the office, saying my body language was funny. And then she went, "The photographer arrived. Gervais looked relieved." And then she said, "But he liked my interview so much, he insisted we did longer." Bigging herself up. So, there you go. So, yeah. So, now, truth. The horse's mouth. Cheers. You can take a horse to beer, you can make him drink. So, yeah.
I said all along to you, and many of you laughed, I began to get shadow banned and strangulated because I said so, that the 2020 presidential election in the United States was rigged. I said all along that January 6th, which was in any case no more than a particularly rumbustious night on Sauchiehall Street in Glasgow, far from being an insurrection, it was an after-closing time brawl in Sauchiehall Street in Glasgow. I told you it was a state provocation. I told you it was a continuation of the Russiagate hoax, which destroyed Trump's first presidency and was the proximate reason for the rigging of the presidential election that put him out. I said all along to you that Joe Biden could not possibly have polled 82 million votes. Simply impossible. He campaigned from a basement. He was already semi-senile and perfectly visible for anyone who was paying attention. I told you that when I went to bed, Trump was winning. And when I woke up, Joe Biden had beaten him like a drum, had beaten him by a landslide.
I think the problem that the BBC has had is this happened a year ago. And an apology should have been made instantly. If a mistake has been made, you've got to apologise instantly. And then I don't think Tim Davie or the head of news would have had to resign, because they would have corrected the mistake immediately. It went unreported, unacknowledged, unapologised for. And I think that is where trust becomes an issue.
And the thing that worries me most about how this has all unfolded is the fact that when Donald Trump got involved and called the BBC corrupt, that we've had these two resignations overnight, and we've now had his press secretary claiming this as a victory for Trump. Now, the BBC belongs to Britain, and I think we should all be concerned whether it's foreign powers or indeed domestic powers, and we know that there are the likes of Farage and Reform who would love to see the BBC destroyed. That really worries me, because we cannot see the Trumpification of our politics and our media landscape. We've seen what that's done in America. So this is a moment for the BBC to reset and restore trust.
Panorama is a standing disgrace to journalism and to the British people. It has been used as the sewer over and over again to feed the bilge required to build the narrative that the British state wanted to build. It destroyed Jeremy Corbyn's chances of becoming the Prime Minister of Britain. That very show, the Panorama, which accused Corbyn and Labour under Corbyn as a cesspit of anti-Semitism, when nothing could have been further from the truth. But that was Corbyn. The British state was very keen to see the end of Corbyn, see the end of any possibility of a real Labour government. This time, it's much more serious. This time, Panorama has been caught splicing Donald Trump's speech on January 6th to falsely accuse him of directing the events of January 6th, when the truth was the complete opposite. When the truth was that Trump told everyone to go home peacefully. They twisted, as they had twisted so many things, from the miners' strike through Corbyn and now Trump. They twisted and spliced and edited and re-edited a speech that had Trump saying the precise opposite. That's much more serious because, well, Trump rules Britain. Trump is the president of NATO, the president of Western Europe, the president of the United Kingdom. And when the BBC was caught out falsifying the words of their own president for their own twisted, centrist narrative, they had to go.